Imagine this 3 years, just 3 short years, standing between you and permanent residency in the UK, a golden ticket that could change everything for you and your family overnight. But here's the kicker, it's not for everyone. It's a secret fast track being whispered about in government halls, aimed at a select few who hold the keys to Britain's future. If you're watching this right now, heart pounding, wondering if you fit the bill, stick with me because what I'm about to reveal could rewrite your entire life story in the UK. You need to hear this and you need to act fast before the window slams shut. Welcome to UK Visa Update, where we dive deep into the hidden corners of immigration policy to bring you the news that matters most straight from the source. I'm here to arm you with the facts, the insights, and the strategies that could make all the difference in your journey. Today, we're tearing open a story that's bubbling under the surface based on those leaked Home Office papers that dropped like a bombshell in early 2026. These aren't just rumors, they're detailed proposals from inside the machine, shared by top immigration experts who've seen the docs firsthand. And let me tell you, if this goes through, it could be the biggest shakeup in UK settlement rules since the points-based system flipped everything on its head. Let's build this urgency right from the start, because time is not on our side. Picture the UK right now. It's a nation on the brink, grappling with shortages that are crippling its core. Hospitals overflowing, schools scrambling, tech labs echoing empty. The government knows it. They're panicking behind closed doors. These proposals aren't coming out of nowhere. They're a desperate bid to plug the holes before the whole ship sinks. If you're in healthcare, education, research, tech, or infrastructure, this could be your moment. But delay, and you might miss it entirely. The Home Office is moving quick. Autumn 2026 implementation is on the table. You can't afford to sit back. This is your wake-up call. Now let's step back and unpack the background here, because to understand why this 3-year rocket to indefinite leave to remain is even being floated, you have to see the mess Britain finds itself in. It all traces back to the post-Brexit blues, when the free flow of talent from Europe dried up overnight. Add in the pandemic fallout, where exhausted workers in key sectors burned out and bolted, and you've got a perfect storm. The UK has always prided itself on being a global hub for innovation and care, but reality hit hard. Policies tightened, visas got pricier, and suddenly the allure faded. Countries like Canada and Australia swooped in with their welcoming arms. Faster paths to citizenship, better perks. Britain watched as its best and brightest packed their bags. The Home Office, under pressure from businesses and MPs alike, started brainstorming. Leaked docs from January 2026 show internal consultations kicking off late last year, driven by economic forecasts screaming red alerts. Treasury reports painted a grim picture. Without urgent action, GDP growth stalls, public services collapse. So they hatched this plan, an accelerated settlement route to lure and lock in the talent they need most. It's not charity, it's survival mode for the economy. The scale of this problem? It's massive, folks, absolutely staggering. Take the NHS alone. Over 40,000 nursing vacancies, more than 12,000 doctor shortages. That's not just numbers, that's waiting lists stretching into months, emergency rooms turning people away. In education, thousands of teaching posts unfilled, especially in STEM subjects. Kids in classrooms without qualified instructors, learning gaps widening by the day. Research and development, universities are hemorrhaging staff, top scientists heading to the US, where grants flow freer and residency comes quicker. Critical tech, AI, cybersecurity, the UK wants to lead the world, but it's losing experts to Silicon Valley at an alarming rate. Infrastructure, engineers and builders are in short supply, delaying everything from rail upgrades to green energy projects. We're talking billions in lost productivity, a workforce crisis that's rippling through every layer of society. The government admits it in those leaks. Without intervention, these sectors could face a 20 to 30% deficit in skilled workers by 2030. It's not hyperbole, it's data from their own projections. And if that happens, the UK slips further behind globally. Innovation stalls, and everyday life gets harder for everyone. But let's make this real. Let's talk about the human impact, because behind every statistic is a story that breaks your heart. Imagine you're a nurse from India, arrived on a skilled worker visa 2 years ago, pouring your soul into the NHS wards during endless shifts. You're separated from your kids back home, sending money, dreaming of reuniting. Under current rules, you're staring down a 10-year wait for settlement if your salary isn't sky high. That's a decade of uncertainty, renewals, fees piling up. Or think of a teacher from Nigeria inspiring young minds in a London school, but living in limbo, unable to plan a future, buy a home, or even feel secure. Families torn apart, spouses on dependent visas, kids growing up without stability. Researchers and labs, breakthroughs on the horizon, but visas expiring, forcing tough choices, stay and risk deportation or leave for somewhere that values them more. In tech, cybersecurity pros guarding against hacks that could cripple the nation, yet they're treated like temporary help. The stress? Immense. Mental health issues spiking among migrants in these fields, relationships strained, dreams deferred. I've heard from viewers like you, emails pouring in about the exhaustion, the fear of one wrong move derailing everything. This isn't just policy, it's lives hanging in the balance. Potential wasted, contributions undervalued. If you're one of them, feeling that weight right now, know that this proposal could lift it, giving you the security you deserve far sooner. Diving into the technical side because you deserve the full picture without the jargon overload. The core of this is a new accelerated pathway to indefinite leave to remain, or ILR. That's your permanent status. No more visa hassles. Normally, skilled workers need 5 years if earning over $38,700, but drop below that threshold and it balloons to 10 or even 15 years with the recent salary hikes. This proposal slashes it to 3 years for specific folks who, workers in critical national infrastructure sectors, healthcare and social care, education, scientific research and development, critical technology like AI and cybersecurity, and infrastructure engineering. But it's not blanket. Your employer must be a strategic national contributor. That means NHS trusts, state schools, public universities, government labs, or private firms with key contracts, like those tied to defense or energy grids. The leaks detail criteria: continuous employment in the role, no breaks longer than permitted absences, and standard ILR boxes like passing the Life in the UK test and English proficiency. Here's the twist that's got everyone buzzing. The national service commitment: post-ILR, you'd pledge 2 more years in the sector. Breach it, potential revocation, though lawyers are skeptical if that's enforceable. ILR has always been unconditional, so this could spark court battles. Technically, applications would integrate with existing systems. After 3 years, submit via the online portal with employer endorsements, pay slips, and sector verification. No new visa category. It's an amendment to skilled worker rules. The Home Office would verify via databases, NHS employment records, school registries to ensure legitimacy. Costs? Likely standard ILR fees around $2,985, but with streamlined processing, aiming for decisions in weeks, not months. Retroactivity is floated too. If you've clocked time already, it might count toward the 3 years, backdating eligibility. Now, on the authorities' response, the Home Office is playing it coy. No official statements yet, but leaks suggest they're pushing hard. Ministers are briefed, consultations with unions, businesses, and immigration groups are underway. Responses vary. NHS bosses are thrilled, begging for it to stem the exodus. Education unions cautious, worried about locking teachers in. Tech firms lobbying to expand the list. But oversight: Parliament's Home Affairs Committee is sniffing around, questioning enforceability and equality. Why favor these sectors over others like hospitality or arts? Human rights groups flag concerns. Is this indentured labor in disguise? The commitment clause could violate freedom of movement post-settlement. If challenged, courts might strike it down, citing precedents like unconditional ILR rulings. The government's counter: it's voluntary. No one forces you to apply. But critics say it's coercive, preying on desperation. Broader oversight from the Migration Advisory Committee is expected. They'll review labor data to tweak or terminate the scheme. Transparency is key. Leaks demand public debate before rollout. If this lands in your lap, here's your step-by-step guidance to seize it. First, assess eligibility. Check your job against the sectors: healthcare, education, tech. Then verify your employer: NHS, state school, government contracted firm. Use tools like the company's registration or contract lists online. Step 2, track your residence. Ensure 3 continuous years, no gaps over 180 days abroad. Gather docs, passports, visas, pay slips. Step 3, prepare extras. Book Life in the UK test if not done. Confirm B1 English level. Step 4, monitor announcements. Autumn 2026. Pilot likely starts with NHS and education. Apply early via Home Office site. Submit form. Pay fee. Upload evidence. Employer letter crucial stating your critical role. Biometrics as usual. Wait for decision. Aim for fast track. Post-approval. Honor the 2-year commitment. Switch jobs only within sector. But what if things go wrong? Escalation options are vital. If denied, appeal to first-tier tribunal within 28 days. Grounds like misapplied criteria or procedural errors. Costs around $140, but legal aid possible for low income. Judicial review if appeal fails. Challenge Home Office decisions in high court, focusing on unlawfulness. Get immigration solicitors involved early. Firms like those who leaked the docs specialize in this. If commitment enforced unfairly, human rights claims under Article 8, family life, could protect you. Group actions brewing. Unions might fund class challenges. Oversight concerns loom large. Who watches the watchers? The independent chief inspector of borders could audit, but funding cuts weaken that. Parliamentary scrutiny via select committees. Write your MP to push for debates. Data privacy worries too. Employer verifications might expose personal info. Demand clear guidelines on revocations. Ambiguity breeds abuse. As we wrap this up, let me paint the full picture in a story that hits home. Think of Maria, a Filipino nurse who landed in Manchester amid the pandemic chaos. She fought on the front lines, saved lives, but visas chained her dreams. With this route, she settles in 3 years, brings her family, buys a home, roots deep. Or Ahmed, a cybersecurity whiz from Pakistan, guarding UK networks from threats. He was eyeing Canada, but this keeps him here, innovating, thriving. These aren't hypotheticals, they're you, potentially. This proposal isn't perfect. Commitments sting, uncertainties linger, but it's a beacon in the fog of UK immigration. It says Britain values you, needs you, wants you to stay. If you're watching this, fired up, ready to chase this, you're not alone. Smash that like if it sparked hope. Subscribe to UK Visa Update. We'll track every twist, drop guides the second it's official. Comment below which sector calls you home. Would you lock in for 2 years to slash your weight? Share with friends in the trenches. Together, we amplify this. Stay vigilant, folks. Prepare now. Update CVs, network and qualifying firms. Save for fees. This could be your turning point. The chapter where uncertainty fades and stability shines. You've got the power. Seize it. Until next time on UK Visa Update, keep fighting for your future. You've earned it. Now let's expand on that human impact because I know it's resonating with so many of you out there. Take a moment and really feel it. The late nights a doctor spends away from their spouse, the teacher who misses family milestones back home because visa rules keep them tethered. It's not just about work. It's about building a life. Kids growing up bilingual but rootless. Parents aging without their children's care. The emotional toll is immense. Depression rates among skilled migrants in these sectors are through the roof, according to recent studies from migrant support groups. And the ripple effects? Communities suffer when talent flees. Local economies in places like Birmingham or Glasgow, reliant on international workers in hospitals and schools, feel the pinch. Patients wait longer, students fall behind. This proposal could heal those wounds, injecting hope and stability. But only if we push for it to be fair, inclusive, without the traps that undermine trust. Delving deeper into the technical nitty-gritty, because knowledge is your armor. The 3-year clock starts from your entry on the skilled worker visa, but leaks hint at flexibility for switches within sectors. Salary thresholds still apply initially for visa grants, but for this ILR, it's about role criticality, not pay. The service commitment, it's modeled vaguely on schemes like Australia's regional visas, but untested here. Enforcement might involve annual checks, self-reporting employment, perhaps tied to tax records, revocation, rare, but precedents exist for fraud. Extending to job changes would be novel, likely contested. Applications expect an addendum to form Set O with sector-specific appendices. Pilot phase means limited spots, 5,000 initially, so competition fierce. Prioritize if in NHS or education. They're the guinea pigs. Authority-wise, the response is a mixed bag of urgency and caution. Home Secretary's office is driving this per leaks, with backing from the PM's economic advisors, but backlash from backbench MPs who fear it dilutes British jobs-first rhetoric. Trade unions like Unison for healthcare workers are supportive but demand wage protections alongside. Business lobbies, such as the CBI, are ecstatic, pushing for broader inclusion. Oversight? The UK Borders Act mandates reviews, but critics say it's toothless without independent audits. Concerns over discrimination. Why not care workers in private homes? Or arts educators. It could breach equality laws if not justified. Escalation beyond tribunals, European Court of Human Rights. If UK commitments bind, though post-Brexit it's trickier. Public consultations promised, but leaks suggest they're rushed. Voice your concerns via petitions on sites like change.org. Step by step, let's refine that guidance for real-world action. Step 1. Self-audit. List your UK entry date, employer details, job description. Cross-reference with leaked sector lists. Healthcare includes social care roles like elderly support. Step 2. Build your file. Collect bank statements showing salary, utility bills for residence proof. Employer reference must affirm critical national contribution. Template it now. Step 3. Upskill if needed. If English is borderline, enroll in courses. Life in the UK test study apps abound. Step 4. Network. Join LinkedIn groups for UK migrants in your field. Seek mentors who've navigated ILR. Step 5. Apply strategically. If pilot launches September 2026, prep by summer. Use authorized reps if complex. Avoid scams. Post-ILR, track commitment. Calendar reminders for 2 years. If denied or revoked, escalate smartly. Administrative review first, $80. Quick check for errors. Then tribunal. Prepare evidence bundles, witness statements. Solicitor's fees, $1,000, $3,000, but worth it. Oversight gaps worry me. Home Office history of errors like Windrush shows systemic flaws. Demand parliamentary inquiries, email committees. Data concerns, GDPR applies, but breaches happen. Monitor your info. Storytelling closes us out strong. Envision Raj, an AI engineer from Bangalore, arriving in 2024 amid UK's tech boom. He codes defenses against cyber threats, but visa renewals loom like shadows. This route, he settles by 2027, starts a family in Cambridge, innovates freely, or Sarah, a social care worker from the Philippines tending to the elderly in Yorkshire. Exhaustion mounts, but ILR in 3 years means security, perhaps citizenship later. These tales multiply. You could be next. It's a narrative of resilience where policy meets passion. This urgency, it's real. If you're in these sectors, this is your shot. Don't let it slip. Like, subscribe to UK Visa Update for updates. Comment your story, share widely. Together, we turn leaks into lifelines. Your future awaits. Grab it with both hands. Stay strong.